Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a fabulous week. I'm gonna make a cute little Easter bunny. I have a head cold, so if I sound funny, it's because I am funny. Um, got it from my granddaughter. She had a pretty serious head cold. Now it's running its course. But anyway, so I'm taking this Christmas sign from the Dollar Tree, sanded off a lot of the glitter on it, and now I'm going to put some packing paper on the back side, or it's actually the front side, sorry, just to cover that up so it's not all bumpy from the glitter and whatnot. That's why I sanded it a little bit. So anyways, I'm going to take spackling and fill the holes. But if you plan on hanging this sign, you wouldn't have to do that. You would just poke a hole through your packing paper and put your twine back in there. Just take it out temporarily. So I got this garland from the Dollar Tree, and it was the only bunny shape they had. They don't have their Easter stuff out yet, at least not the good stuff. So I picked up a couple things, and this I thought would look really cute in the buffalo check pattern. I guess that's what you call it. I got the scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, and this being a felt bunny, it was kind of difficult to trace around because it wants to move every time you move the pencil. Okay, so I thought instead of an O, I would make a buffalo check Easter egg shape. So I just sketched it on there and cut that out, and that'll be the O. Now I'm taking my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint and giving the sign a good coat. It does take two. That stuff just eats that paint right up. It kind of dries out while you're painting it. So I end up, let it dry completely. And then give it another coat. And the sides, of course. Make sure you do all the sides, so it looks pretty. Now I'm going to give it some shiplap lines, and I went in at 2 inches. And then the very last one ends up a little bit less than 2 inches, but it still looks fine. Still looks okay, even though it's a little uneven. But 2 inches seemed like the best choice. And it looks like I'm going to take you along with me for all of it. Just marking it at 2 inches from my lines. Now I'm going back over my lines and smudging them a little bit to make them more pronounced. And then the initial lines I put on while I was measuring, I erased those. It does erase off chalk paint pretty easy. A lot of this sign is going to be covered, so that's why I was checking to see, what's going to be covered. There's no sense in really messing too much with it if it's just going to get covered up by the bunny. I have a pretty severe sore throat. My ears are popping out real bad. I wanted to get this video done though. I've been working down here even though I'm sick. It kind of helps, it seems like. Sometimes you can't sleep when you're sick. You just feel miserable. So I'm just measuring to make sure that I get it half and half. And I picked out a font on the Cricut. Now you can use the letters that you get from the Dollar Tree. At the time I made this, I did not have any poster, the poster stickers that you get. Those would be fine. Just make your egg a little bit smaller to match your letters. And anyways, I thought it would look cute, but I didn't pay attention when I drew the egg on the scrapbook paper. I could have centered it so that maybe the black thing would have been right in the center, or it would have matched up with the bunny. So anyways, yeah, I got this from the Cricut. I can't tell you what the font is because by the time I'm done, I just click the quit button and I forget, I get busy with what I'm doing and I forget to remember what the font is, and I don't go by font name, I just go by what it looks like. So anyways, I think if I had this to do over again, I would do a different font. Okay, so I take the black and I go around the edges because it's just stark white. I mean, it's just screaming white at you. So I went around the edges a little bit, and where I got too much, I went around with a little bit more white and kind of dulled it down a little bit. I did get a little bit too much black in some spots. Then I'm going to take a Sharpie fine point and go around the bunny and the egg, because the white spots on the bunny blend in with the white background. So I take the bunny's tail and I put it on him, and that, him or her, whatever yours is, and that makes it the back of the bunny. So when I go to put a bow on, I'm like, wait a minute, this is the back of the bunny. You don't put a bow on the back of the bunny. I've watched a lot of other crafters in their videos, and I see them putting bows on the backs of their bunnies, and I'm like, what? But yeah, I did go to make a bow for this bunny. I was going to put it on one of his ears, and then I thought, wait, that's the back. You don't wear a bow on your back. But anyways, to each his own. It'd make it look so much better if I could put a bow on it. So here it is, all pretty. Look how cute he turned out. Very easy. Now, I got these plates from the Dollar Tree, and I thought they were paper, but they are plastic. Now, one little trick, when you put, in these decals, when you put paint onto a non-porous surface like plastic, it doesn't adhere. So you can basically just wipe it right back off even after it dries. You can give it a little scrape with your fingernail and it comes right off. If you don't want that to happen, take a piece of Scotch-Brite and rub it all over the plastic, and the plastic will accept the paint so much better, because by using the Scotch-Brite on it, you are making it a porous surface. Your scratches are the porous that it needs. Okay. I didn't do that. So I should have done it, but I didn't. The Scotch-Brite's upstairs and I didn't feel like walking up there, so lazy. Lazy me. So anyways, I took 2 of the Easter eggs out of a pack I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm painting the front and the sides, because you're going to be able to see the sides also. And I did use 2 coats on it, but they just didn't turn out very bright. Then, after I got the words on it, I'm like, well, I should have put another coat on there just to make them a little brighter, a little wider. But I did go over it with some antique wax, and that was kind of not what I needed. So then I distressed the whole thing with white at the end of it. So, excuse me. I'm going to paint one of these in Summer Sky Blue and one in Pink Fuchsia. Now the color of the plate is pink fuchsia. It's really close to that. So, but I thought, well, I've got to color my beads, my embellishments, whatever you call them, there. And those are from the Dollar Tree also. So the flowers here, that whole thing comes off in one row. If you've never worked with these before, it's a tedious job. You have to, really want to do it. But if you make a full flower out of one, you can't use the next one, because you have to take a piece of the next one from the top and the bottom in order to make it a complete flower. I guess that's what it is a flower. It's a pearl in the middle with the dots all around it, and there's like 6 or 7 dots. So you have to cut a piece of the next flower. See if you can see it here. So I have to cut around to make that a complete flower. And then the next one, I've taken a piece off of it so you can't use that one. But then when you go to cut that bad one off, you got to cut around one of the pieces. So the bad one will be missing a piece from the top and the bottom so that you can have those pieces to make the next one a complete flower. I hope that makes sense. And if you start to do it, you'll understand if you've not used these before. So then I decided, why waste those little pieces there? So I cut the pearls off and just used the pearl, the half pearl. And these things are really sticky. They have really good adhesive on them. I didn't have any trouble with anything falling off or anything. So once you get them all done, don't forget to wash your scissors off, because your scissors get sticky. I had to wipe them midpoint also, because they start to get, they start to stick together. So don't forget to take care of your scissors. You don't want them to rust up, or, well, I don't even know what would happen to them, but you don't want that stuff to become permanent. So anyways, the main purpose of the white paint is to get a good base coat and to make sure that those flowers or pearls get covered up completely. But it's basically to give it a base coat. So if you use Scotch-Brite on this, you wouldn't have to use the base coat. So I wanted to use a chalk paint because chalk adheres better. But everywhere I put my finger afterwards, the paint would just come right off. So I ended up using 2 full coats of white chalk paint, and then 2 full coats of the next one. And after I put the actual color, it's going to be either the blue or the fuchsia, they ended up down here overnight. And when I came down, then I could touch them, and the color didn't come off. So I put another coat on it because you could see my paint lines, my paintbrush lines in it. So, let it set for a while. Now I had a heck of a time with these decals. The small pieces, I don't know if it's the vinyl that I'm using. I bought some Amazon vinyl, and I had a little bit of trouble with them. And the smaller the font, you expect to have a little bit of trouble. But at first I couldn't get them to stick to the vinyl, and then when I put it on the egg, I couldn't get it to come off of the vinyl. So I wrestled with it. I didn't say wrestled, did I? I said wrestled, right? Anyways, I just found these cute little decals. One of them says Cottontails and Bunny Trails, and the other one says Bunny Kisses and Easter Wishes. And you see on the one, well, he's got little feet, and his little toe, one of his little toes came off. I put it back on like twice. That was the one there. I put it back on twice, and then after I put the vinyl on, it popped off again, and I couldn't find it. I was going to put it back on and then Mod Podge it, but I couldn't find it. So he's only got 2 toes on 1 foot. Nobody will notice probably. Oh, my granddaughters will. They'll point it out. Grandma, where's his toe? But anyway, yeah, I had a heck of a time getting that off of there. That's why I skipped ahead, because it was taking so long. So anyways, these signs turn out really cute. One thing I would probably do after I do messy bows on them. After I get that done, if I get a little bit more energy, maybe after I'm not sick, I might go through and paint the little flowers and the pearls white, because I think that would make it pop, but I did not do that for this video. So I did Mod Podge the heck out of these, and then here's where I put the second coat, or the third. I think it's the third coat of, yeah, this would be the third coat of paint on it, just for good measure, and it gets rid of the brush strokes from the you know, the paint before. So just pay attention to your brush strokes, and then you won't have too many on there. It actually turned out really cute, but since I didn't Scotch-Brite the plate, the paint will probably just chip right back off, but it's good enough to get through Easter. Probably won't make it to a second Easter, but it's good enough to get through Easter this year. Now this looks, well, there you can see it's pink, kind of. When I was editing the videos, it looked like it was orange. I'm like, no, it was the same color, almost the same color as the plate was to begin with, which is a really, like a dark but very pretty pink. So, but here, yeah, you can see that pretty good. I think it's a little brighter than that, but not as bad as I thought it was. Making sure I get all those pearls and embellishments covered. So here I'm making a messy bow, and I didn't dovetail the ends on the first one until after I tied it together, and let me tell you, it's much easier to dovetail the ends when it's not already made into a bow. So the first bow I made was just terrible, so I ended up deleting that video and making a new bow. I don't know what the heck happened. I wasn't in it, I guess. I was just kind of going through the motions. So anyways, I stop here and I start dovetailing, because I remembered after I started putting it together, hey, you want to dovetail these? You don't have to dovetail them for a messy bow anyway, but I just did. Messy bow is just a messy bow. Just put a bunch of your, you know, favorite pieces together. And I got all my ribbon from the Dollar Tree. Every bit of it was from the Dollar Tree. I didn't really show the ribbon. That must have been in the one that I deleted. I apologize for that. But they have that, what is it, Olaf or something at the Dollar Tree now. And have a couple spring looking colors. Gosh, I wish I would have showed the bows up close. They're really cute. Yep, I thought even though I'm sick, I want to go ahead and do up this video, get this video out. I got other stuff that I want to work on. I'm going to work on some tumbling tower block crafts. Now I'm going to make a shoestring bow out of the twine, which I almost always do when I do a messy bow, because I tie it with twine and then I put a you know, the shoestring bow on top of the twine. That way you don't see the piece of twine, which is not a big deal. If you do see the piece of twine, it's still very, you know, like a rustic look. So like I said, this would have been cuter if I would have went around with white and fixed it. Well, anyways, I appreciate you. Please come back and see me. Please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. Have a great day, everyone.